Hey everybody, I'm excited to be joining you guys tonight to discuss top booking tips for you. Hopefully some people will be hopping on live. My name is Ashley Doddridge. I'm an executive director with Color Street. I joined April 15th of 2018 and I just hit executive this past March, so just shy of my 1-year anniversary. Hopefully I'm gonna see someone pop on, so I know I'm in the right spot. I don't see anybody yet. Just to give you a little bit of background on me, I am a former teacher turned stay-at-home mom. When my first son was born, I have a 3-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. I started staying home. Hi, Holly. I started staying home with my firstborn. The plan was to only stay home for 1 year because I had saved enough of my teaching salary to be able to do that. I quickly found out how fast 1 year goes, and I wanted to stay home a second year. So I started doing that. Found out I was pregnant again, and then there was really no point in going back for half of a year. So then I needed to figure out a way to make some extra money. So after some unexpected expenses came up between staying at home on a budget with 2 kids, my dog was diagnosed with heart disease. His medications were going to run us $300 a month, which was over what we could cover as a income of 1. So I thought, well, I can go back to work full time, or I can give Color Street a shot and see if I can make $300 a month. So that's why I joined, and I went full force from the day that I started. And it's been the best thing I have done. So, all right, so that's a little bit about me. Let's talk about some booking tips and strategies. I will say that booking parties and being consistent are probably the 2 biggest reasons that this business has been a success for me. So before I get into talking about how I book parties, I want to tell you guys one of the biggest tips that I can probably give you besides how to book parties is that you have to set a goal. So you have to have a number of parties in your mind that you're trying to reach each month and have that be a non-negotiable for you. So whether, we all have different goals, but whether your goal is to do 2 parties a month or 4 parties a month, or if you're a real go-getter and your goal is 8 parties a month, you have to set that goal and you do not quit until you hit that goal. I set my goal my very first month after watching a training. I was dead set on hitting that 10% commission level. And so once I set that goal, I was not going to settle for less. Last month was actually a real struggle month for me. It was probably one of the hardest months I've ever had to book parties. But because I had set that goal, I did not settle at less than my goal. I reached out to more people than I've ever had to in a month and just kept going until I hit that goal. So that's probably the biggest piece of advice that I can give you. That and just to make sure you're consistent. You should be always reaching out for parties every week. It should be part of your daily and weekly routine, and not just reaching out for parties when you need parties. I see stylists sometimes that it's the last week of the month, they need to be cute, they don't have any parties, and then they start reaching out for parties. This should be something that you're constantly always doing. It's just part of your, your daily and weekly routine is that you're reaching out for parties. So, how do I book parties? I'm going to give you guys, I think 8 strategies tonight. I lost count, but I started writing them all out for you. So, number 1, and this helped me a lot in the beginning as a new stylist. So if you're a new stylist, I definitely recommend trying this. But even as you're a veteran stylist, this is a good tip, but look at the top 10 VIPs in your group. You can go to your group insights. You can see who your most active people are. And not only are these great people to ask because they love the product, but they're probably going to be a great hostess because they're already active in your VIP group. And the more active a hostess is, we all know the better the party is going to be. So check that top 10 list. If you're a new stylist, make sure you're reaching out to every single one of those 10 people. I always suggest personal message because everything means more when it's sent by personal message. And then even as a veteran stylist, like I check that list every single month. And if someone new pops on that list that has not hosted for me, I'm immediately sending them a message and asking them if they can host. And I actually have a Google Doc that I can share with you guys after the training that basically has all of these tips and then a sample message of what I would send for each booking strategy. So if you're not sure like what to say or how to word it, I can share that so that you can see it as well. Obviously, this should kind of be a no-brainer, but anyone that is submitting multiple orders, so if someone has ordered before and they really like the nails and they've submitted another order, or those customers that are putting in an order every single month, because we all know we have those customers, these are prime people that should be hosting a party. You don't have to be pushy about it, but just casually messaging them and saying, hey, I can tell you love the nails as much as I do. Why don't we try to get you some for free by hosting a party? Just be like their friend next door, it doesn't have to be salesy at all. And I feel like that's a common misconception is people feel like because you're reaching out and asking that you're being pushy, but you're really not being pushy at all by asking, because they can say yes or they can say no. And it's not like you're trying to talk them into it. Prize upgrades is something that I use a lot. It's probably one of my top 2 booking strategies. So during my parties and in my VIP group, we have Fun Fridays where I'm always doing games. And these games are basically played to try to get more hostesses. So in a party, for example, I might do a guessing game or maybe like a trivia question or, first to complete the sentence correctly or pair an outfit with this mani or something like that where there's going to be a winner. And then when I get the winner, I will just message them and say, hey, congratulations. You won the guessing game giveaway. I'm going to be sending 2 pairs of accent nails your way, but if you'd like, you can upgrade to a free set of your choice. Please let me know which one to send your way. And I always try to end with a question so that they feel the need to get back to me. Because if I don't ask a question, then sometimes it's just silent and I don't know which one they want to take. So it's always good to end in a question. And then same thing with my VIP group, because obviously the people that are playing games and being active and trying to win prizes in my VIP group are also the ones that are going to make a great hostess because they're active. They obviously love the nails, and who wouldn't want a free set over 2 pairs of accent nails? Most people would. I feel like I have at least a 50% yes rate, if not higher, with prize upgrades. Booking credits are a big one for me. This is part of our Hostess Rewards program that I think some people don't fully understand and don't fully explain to their hostesses. But if you explain it the right way, hostesses are all over this. My goal is always to get 3 bookings from every single party that I do. So usually I'm booked a whole entire month in advance. So I'm not even worried about my sales the next month because I'm like booked solid from, the day the month starts, because I'm just constantly trying to get more parties. Even if I have a full calendar, I'm still trying to get more parties, and I'll just book people further out. But with the booking credits, I reach out to my hostess. I make sure she understands how the booking credits work and that she can get an extra $75 in nails by finding 3 people to host. And then I basically give her an assignment and say, hey, reach out to your friends and family and find 3 people that would be willing to host. I really like doing it this way because I feel like if the hostess is reaching out and asking her friends and family, they have a much harder time saying no. If the hostess is asking, hey, will you help me earn a $25 booking credit by booking a party off mine, their friends and family are going to have a hard time saying no. But if I reach out to them and they don't know me, they can very easily say no because they don't have that loyalty to me. And then when I do get somebody to book a party during the party, I make sure to make a big deal of it. So just like I'm posting order updates, I'm also posting hostess booking updates. So, saying, oh, thank you so-and-so for booking a party. The hostess has, 2 booking credits still available. Who wants them? And then when the second one's taken, I make it a big deal like there's only 1 left, even though we can totally book more than 3 parties off of a party. But I don't let them know that. It creates a sense of urgency, like there's only 3 of these, and I'm like thinking about it, maybe I should take advantage of it and snag one of these up. So I use that a lot, and I really do feel like I get a very good turnout when my hostess is the one doing the asking. Now, if my hostess isn't willing to do the asking, because we all know we have hostesses that want to do as minimal work as possible sometimes, then I will send the personal message, and I will kind of look at who I think might say yes. I'll look at who placed an order, who placed the largest orders, who was the most active in the party, and then I'll basically just send them a similar message that I would have the hostess send them, which is basically just, hey, would you like to help your hostess out by having her help her earn a credit by booking a party? And I always try to make it my message about helping. You're helping the hostess, or it would be such a big help if you did this, rather than making it about, hey, do you want to book a party to get free nails? Because likely they're new to the product. They may not care about getting free nails yet. They probably care more about helping the hostess. So I always try to word it as though they're helping, and I really feel like people, want to help each other. So that tends to bring a good turnout with bookings as well. I've started doing quite a few co-hosting parties, which is a great way to get additional hostesses if you are short on your goal for the month. So let's say my goal is 6 parties a month, but I only have 4, and I've reached out and I've tried all these different strategies. I will then go back and ask all of my hostesses that have already booked for the month if they would like to find someone to co-host with them. I usually ask them to reach out to like their mom, their sister, a best friend, someone that they're really close with. And then if the person says yes, I just have them invite 20 to 25 of their own friends and family. And it just basically doubles, your opportunity to get orders. And I have found that it seems like mother-daughter ones tend to go the best. And I'm not sure if it's because you have the different age groups. So you really have, 2 completely different, types of people in the party, where sometimes if it's sisters, a lot of their friends sometimes overlap. And sometimes if it's the same age range, sometimes people aren't willing to spend as much money. So I feel like the mother and daughter works well because usually it's the moms that, and the mom's friends that are willing to spend the big bucks. So that's something I do. And like I said, I do it a lot when when I haven't reached my goal, because if I have, then I'll just wait and have them do a party the next month if they have a friend or family member that wants to host. Battle of the Hostess parties is something that I've really been pushing the past 3 or 4 months, more because it makes my life a lot easier. I was running 3 parties a night on the same night, and I found it hard to keep up with all 3 groups and be interacting in all 3 parties at the same time, especially if they were active parties. I felt like I was just, on my phone, go. And then you're duplicating everything 3 times. So what I've started doing is Battle of the Hostess parties. Anytime I have 3 or more hostesses in a night, which is always my goal because I only do parties 1 day a week. And so basically I will put all of my hostesses in a group. I will put my hostesses on a group chat together so that I'm only giving my hostess directions 1 time. I'm giving my hostess coaching directions only 1 time. And then in the group, they are all supposed to invite 20 to 25 of their friends. And it will get you in Facebook jail. Well, what I think was getting me in Facebook jail was posting the same exact thing in multiple groups all at the same time. So this is something that helps me, cross my fingers that you don't jinx me, has helped me stay out of Facebook jail for almost a month now, 3 weeks. But basically, I reach out to every hostess. I let them know I'm doing a Battle of the Hostesses party. I let them know that if they join the Battle of the Hostess party, they can earn an extra prize. But then I also still give them the option of doing it separately if they choose. However, when you offer an extra prize, almost every hostess says, yeah, let's go for it. So I had one on Friday with 5 hostesses, and I had another one on Sunday with 4 hostesses. And the top selling hostess will get a free fall set of their choice. And that's their extra gift. So they still get their normal hostess gift that I'm offering. So those work really well, mainly because of the competition factor. So after night 1, I posted who was in the lead and who was second and by how much. And literally I saw all my hostesses take to Facebook, and they were like, I'm in 3rd and I cannot have this. Here's my link, join my party. They're reaching out to their friends to try to get them to buy because they don't want to come in 2nd or 3rd. And so it really, 1, creates a fun environment, but 2, makes those hostesses work a little harder for the orders because they want to be that top person. The other benefit of that is that if you have a party that may have been dead or may have had low interaction, nobody can tell, because with 75 to 100 people in the party, they don't know that 15 of this hostess's friends showed up, but only 1 or 2 of this hostess showed up. So it's really, really good for the interaction aspect to make the parties super active and fun. And we all know fun parties create more orders and create more bookings. So That's something I've been doing for like the past few months now that I really like and have had a lot of fun with. And like I said, it saves you a lot of work. And if I'm going too fast, please let me know. The last time I did a training, I talked way too long, so trying to stick to the point. Asking your close friends and family. I mean, this is where you should start if you're a new stylist. And everyone is always worried about reaching out and asking people before they've tried a sample, before they've tried a full set, but it's your friends and family. Like, they don't have to try it before hosting a party. You just need to ask them for help. Let them know how important it is to you to have their support and to have their help. And they're going to say yes. As long as you just, voice that and let them know. I mean, I asked my mom to host a party and she was like, absolutely not, no way. And I was like, yes, I need you to host a party. Like, this means a lot to me. You're doing it. And I just set up the party for her before she even agreed to say yes. And like 3 of her friends are probably my biggest customers that are putting in orders every single month, have a bathroom drawer full of 50, 60 nails. So you got to use those resources. You can't be afraid to ask your friends and family. You can't be afraid of like, oh, I don't want my friends and family to look at me as, salesy, because that's what they're there for, is to help you. And they should want you to succeed. Hostess packs is another something that I do that I have a lot of success with. I used them a ton when I was getting started because I really thought it helped me book parties. And then, if I'm being completely honest, since my schedule started getting really full and I realized I didn't necessarily need to spend the extra money to have these, cute, nice things, I kind of just started sending a free set. But I will do it if I need more parties. But basically what I do is I find something that goes, hey Mary, goes with the theme, and then I state that I only have so many available. So if your party goal is 6, then I would make up 6 of them. And I would, post something that says, I have these available for the first 6 people that book a party for the month of September, available only while supplies last. And usually I'll do something like a cute little cosmetic bag with a free set, maybe a mini nail file that matches the theme. So like, you could do the pineapples for the summer one, or, find a cute little Halloween pencil bag and put a Halloween set in there. Things like that. And my hostesses eat them up. Like for Christmas, I did like a Christmassy nail file with like a lip gloss and some like cute little Target dollar socks with like snowmen, Santas on them, and they like absolutely loved them. So those do really well. And then, like I said, because you only have so many available, it helps get those people off of the fence that are thinking about it, but maybe aren't ready to commit because they obviously want what you're offering versus waiting until you don't have any left. And then the last thing I have is, so I always do a party poll in my parties to kind of try to get an idea of who plans on ordering, who might want to host. But I always reach out to the people that say that they don't plan to order. And I do this for a couple reasons. One, because I want to know why they aren't going to order. Sometimes it's because they've tried before. That happened in my party the other night. They tried before and had issues with them. And, the stylist just didn't really necessarily troubleshoot with her. So I had her tell me, what was going wrong, things like that, so that I could try to help troubleshoot with her. But a lot of times, the people that do not intend to buy, it's like a money thing. So like they can't afford to buy right now, or there's something keeping them back from buying. And so I always ask those people to host a party. And I basically word it as though like, hey, you can still help the hostess by hosting a party, even though you can't order. And then you can get your nail sets for free so that you don't have to spend any money. So it's kind of a win-win for both the potential customer and your hostess by doing that. But I do. Yeah, I just ask them. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just like, can I ask, why you can't buy? I usually say like, oh, I'm sorry you can't buy. Have you at least been able to try a sample? And then that at least opens up the conversation of whether or not they've tried before. If they haven't, obviously I always offer to send them one. But yeah, I guess I just treat everybody like I know them, whether I just met them or not. I want them to see me as like somebody that they can, reach out to, talk to, ask any questions to. So yeah, I just go for it. If they say no, they say no. It doesn't hurt, and, just move on to the next person. But yeah, so those are the tips that I had for you guys tonight, which I covered it in 30 minutes. So that's pretty good for me because I can sometimes get long-winded. But does anyone have any questions at all that I could help answer about any of the types of parties or any of the booking strategies? Okay. All right. Well, if you guys do have any questions, feel free to reach out and message me. Please send a friend request because otherwise I might not see it. And like I said, I will put my Google Doc below the training so that for each strategy you can kind of see a sample message of what I am messaging people when I'm trying to get these parties booked. So thank you so much for the invite, Holly, to join your page, and hopefully this was helpful for you guys, and hopefully you guys can get some parties booked for September, because September is going to be an awesome month for parties with the fall nails coming out. Can you explain a little more on the Battle of the Hostess? So basically, Battle of the Hostess is basically just combining hostess parties. So if I have 3 hostesses or 4 hostesses on one night, I put them all in a group. I have an announcement pinned at the top that says how the party works, that each hostess has their own link, that each hostess will be getting like a hostess gift for their support. And then I note that the top selling hostess will be getting an extra prize. And then throughout the party, I will post little reminders about making sure you use your hostess's link. And then I basically just update on where the hostesses are at. So if I have a couple hostesses that are close, I will state how many dollars they are away. If I have one hostess that is really far behind, I don't want to ever embarrass anybody. So I will then change my post and state how many orders that person is away from their goal versus how far she is behind somebody else. So I always try to keep it positive no matter what. And then I will just keep updating every single day who is in the lead, who's in second, and how far they are behind. And usually it makes the hostesses work a lot harder for those orders. They're constantly reaching out to their friends, trying to get orders in. So, good question. Any other questions? Okay, I think I hear my toddler whining, so I'm gonna go check on that. But thank you again for inviting me. Hopefully this was helpful, and thanks so much. Okay, bye everybody.